Hello, hello. Welcome back to Whiskey with E. I'm Eric. Now, today we do have a whiskey with the E, so let's get it here. We have Jim Beam Small Batch. This is an Australian and New Zealand only release. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, finished with Tawny, bottled at 40% alcohol per volume in a 700ml bottle. For anyone that is interested, the batch number is 2020/2. So from 2020, Master Distiller, Fred No. Alright, so what do we know about it? I know that it is a 5-year-old juice, and then they just topped it up with Tawny. I think at the point of bottling, you know what? Let's just get it right open and we'll have a little chat. All right, a bit of a tab here. All right, there we go. Pause for the cork pop. Oh, that was a nice cork pop, and it's a real cork. All right, now let's pour some up. All right, guys. So pretty much I've had this expression in the past, but it wasn't actually this bottle. All right, so a few years ago. Sorry about the lighting. Dark room. A few years ago, 2013, they released it in the old Knob Creek bottle. Alright. But back in the day, they said with port added. Alright. It was still 40%, but it just came in this Knob Creek bottle. The wax said Jim Beam instead of Knob Creek. See? Same bottle. Alrighties. So, for anyone that doesn't know what Tawny is pretty much port. Australian port. You know, we can't call it Tawny. I mean, we can't call it port, so it's Tawny port. It's just not from Portugal. Must be Australian port that they're adding in. Sorry about the lighting. I gotta stay still. Alrighty, so I do not know what mash bill that they used in this, but all I know is Jim Beam has a few mash bills. I thought they had a low rye one, which was like 13%, and then they had a high rye one, which was 27%. But then again, I heard that the bakers might be 77% corn, 13% rye, 10% malted barley, whereas I heard the Knob Creek could be 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. So I do not know what this mash bill is, but I know it's at least 5 years old, so let's get right into it. Look at the color on that. Obviously, this is definitely all the Tawny. I'm it's a reddish hue. It's definitely the Tawny, giving it this dark color. But either way, the color looks beautiful. Let's just get right onto it, eh? On the nose. Oh my goodness. Yes, you got your signature Jim Beam there, alright? But this is like a fruit bomb. Like, I mean, the Tawny port, it has added in all this raisins, sultanas, you're getting like plums. Obviously, the slight vanilla and caramel, you know, as you'd express every bourbon to have a note of. But some light woody notes, like some probably you know just from the barrel. It's just that oak vibe, but it's not a dark, rich, aged oak. It's more like young oak. But what's jumping out of this is just complete fruit bomb. So just picture your sultanas, your raisins, like plums. Very inviting nose, very fruit forward. You know what? Let's just get right into it, guys. Cheers, everyone. Oh my goodness. that dried fruit really does come across on the palate. So it's pretty much like brown sugar vibes, really honeyed, very. It's just very fruity, guys. I mean, it's not like an alcohol burn or nothing, but there is a little bit of a tang. Not too much, obviously, but it is only 5-year juice. I mean, that fruity vibe is all the Tawny, guys. I mean, in the past, when I felt like making a bourbon taste a little bit different, I always thought back to these releases and I always added in maybe just a few drops of Tawny or any kind of port into your bottle of whatever bourbon of your choice to make port barrel finish style of thing, but not really because you're just adding it in. But otherwise, I would like to compare my own bourbon with my own Tawny and just see if I could beat this one. But otherwise, I appreciate it is coming at 40%. Normally, Jim Beam comes in at 37% here in Australia. So getting something at 40%, we at least appreciate. Even though that just sounds so bad, we would appreciate a lot more. But we've grown to not really expect it here. Like I said, everything's at 40% generally, except the Jim Beam White Label, 37. But you know, other things, you know, Maker's Mark, Buffalo Trace, Evan Williams, everything comes at 40%. Now this came in the old. Actually, it's not old. No, alright. So the single barrel, the Jim Beam single barrel comes in the same bottle, so that's what I realized with these, alright? So they come in the Jim Beam single barrel bottle, guys, as you can see. Real cork. I mean, when are they going to replace that? Seeing as the Bakers already uses a synthetic cork. We'll see how long we get this for. But I'm pretty sure I haven't seen any more batches of this being released here in Australia. Maybe this 2020 was the last release, who knows. It is batched in limited quantities. So, for all those that don't know, small batch could mean anything. It could be a few barrels, it could be 5 barrels, it could be 50 barrels. They could be mixing 100 barrels together. There is no actual law and, you know, like no definite fine print explanation of what is the requirement to be a small batch. But let's just say compared to the millions of bottles that are produced for the Jim Beam White Label, it will be a lot less. But anyway, guys, cheers everyone. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have tried the Jim Beam small batch, or let me know if you have added in port or Tawny, any kind of fortified wine into your bourbons in the past. Can you notice these sunnies? I broke this side. I just thought I'd wear it anyway. Just sharing, if you're wondering why the sunnies keeps falling down. Cheers everyone. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let me know, guys, if you have added in Tawny or port into any of your bourbons, and just to change the experience. But for now, this is going beautifully. Let's go for another one. I just thought I'd let it open up a bit. Keep in mind, this is just the first impression, uncorking. Alright, cheers everyone. There's almost like an acidic quality to it. Now, if you've drinking much Tawnies, you'd know what I mean by like an acidic level in the fortified wine. But otherwise, if you don't really drink fortified wine, you probably won't be able to pick it out. What you would notice would just be the Jim Beam with port added in, because honestly, it's just a fruit bomb. It's a fruit bomb. Actually, what does it say on the bottle? Tawny added at the point of bottling, infused complex notes of dried fruit, spices, and nuts to this carefully selected bourbon whiskey. Nuts. let's see, obviously Jim Beam nuttiness, you know, but I was trying to look past the signature profile of Jim Beam and get past the nuts, but let's just say it's not your boring Jim Beam. It's a lot more very interesting. All right, guys, we've gone past 10 minutes. I am just repeating myself, so I better go, everyone. Cheers, everyone. Almost a slight bit drying, but yeah, that's when the nut comes in the back palate. But obviously, it's not like a long finish. I mean, it is only 40%, guys. And I don't know, for someone that just wants to try something different from your regular Jim Beams, you know, something, give it a try. I mean, but if you just wanted to create your own Tawny with, you know, just adding it into your bourbon, I'm sure you can create the same similar profile. You might even make a better one because you might choose something that's older than a 5 year juice. Anyways, I'm going to be rambling. I better go. Much love to you all. You are all appreciated. And yeah, I'll catch you all next time, guys. See you later. Drink responsibly now. See you all.